Good morning. So today is January 16th, Thursday morning, in the US Eastern Time. It's about 8:45 a.m. in the morning. So today, one of the things I wanted to focus on is how when things go bad in a day about certain things, a lot of time people focus on that as, okay, today is a bad day, tomorrow will be a good day, or at least you have something to look forward, being hopeful for the next day. But you may have also heard that you don't have to wait for the next day. It's moment to moment, right? So if something happened in this moment and it is unpleasant, you can have a renewed moment in the same day, because it all goes back to our mind. Sorry, I'm still fixing my tripod. It all goes back to our own mind, how we are thinking about things, right? So when things are unpleasant, don't connect it to the next day. You have a choice. Even if it is not on the next moment, it could be an hour later, it could be 3 hours later. Let's say something happened in the morning. Try not to tie that with the afternoon, right? Every little thing you can experience as a different event. I will give an example. Not that anything bad happened yesterday. It was decent. There was some stuff, but it was decent. And then a very little thing, how when we are present in the moment, we recognize the good thing that comes out of those little moments. So I'll tell you. So yesterday, when I gave my daughter Alice her dinner, she had the food on I had some soup and other food, so she had a soup bowl and a plate for her food, so she ate that. And then for her water, there was a water cup, plastic big water cup, and then as soon as she tried to drink the water, the whole thing fell. And she was a little sad that she made a mess, because the entire water cup fell on the rug, and we have this wooden floor, so she was sad that she made a mess, and she's almost started crying. And thank God that came to my mind. I said, it's not a big deal. It's just a little thing. In life we have big things and little things, and this is very little. Don't cry. You can just get another cup of water. I was washing dishes, and I said, just grab another cup of water, and it's fine. I'll clean it up. She was still kind of feeling a little sad and stuff. I said, don't worry about it. And so that was pretty much that. Then she didn't cry. She drank her water, and then a little later she did her bath. And after that, we were having some conversation about different things. And through that conversation, she talked about how she didn't really say that, oh, I appreciate that, but through our discussion, I figured how much it meant to her when I told her that. So as a big person, we don't always realize the impact of those little things, how powerful that is in kids' mind. She felt loved at that point. So for me, there were some challenges during the day. And then before I picked her up from school, I remember I tried to make sure that I live moment to moment, not carry things over from one thing to other. If you have young kids, you know, sometimes they can act up depending on, you know, how the day is going, whatever is happening. So before I picked her up, I prayed to God about living in the moment to moment. Um, and and that helped me. That helped me to, not that if she spilled the water all over, I'd get mad or anything, but just show the love at that point, and for her to feel that love, right? We can show love in so many ways the way we know, but for the other person to feel the love is a different thing, because even living in the same house as kids or your partner, everybody looks at the same thing very differently. The way I keep talking about how 8 billion people in the world has 8 billion unique journeys, and everybody interprets things differently, and the best connection happens with one person and the other is when the language is same. And when I say language is same, I'm not talking about English, or if I were to take Indian language like Hindi or I don't know, Japanese, I'm not talking about that. It's the language that connects one soul to the other, right? It's a language that connects from one soul to the other. So when the soul speaks to the other in a way that it's the common language, that's when that connection happens. So yeah, living in moment to moment, that's how life can look more beautiful. It's all in our hands. Things can happen. I have stuff that I gotta do today that that are pleasant, and that are some are unpleasant, but I am the person who have to make sure, whichever way, whether it's through prayer, God's presence, or whichever way I can do to keep my mind in that high frequency zone, right? And it doesn't come overnight. Of course, practice, a lot of practice, and then you get there. And today, actually, after the videos, I'm going to do, there's some concept called A sheet and B sheet. It comes from Bob Proctor. So A sheet is something that, whatever your current situation is, the things that you don't like, but that's in your current existence. And the B sheet is the things that you would like, your, if you want to call it as your perfect life, whatever you want in your B sheet is in your B sheet. So in A sheet, you write your things don't like, but that is your current reality, and then you burn it. You literally burn it and flush it down the toilet. That's what he says. I'm not saying it. That's what you literally do, because there is a implication to that, how it stays in our mind. And then the B sheet is what all you have that you want. And then what you do is, after you do the A sheet burning and flushing it down, and then the B sheet, you read it every day. Maybe if possible, once in the morning, once at night, or at least once a day. You read it every day for a long time. And I did it once back in, I think about 5 years ago or something, and I did it for a while. And then things got sidetracked, and I did not do that anymore. But in the recent weeks, I have been thinking to do it again. So I brought up my old B sheet, and that time I remember I did the A sheet, and also I burned it and flushed it down the toilet. I did that. And in the B sheet, I was surprised, and this is the power of manifestation, really. I was surprised that some of the things that I had on the B sheet, and I did not know how those are going to happen, that did become a reality. Probably not at the time frame I wanted. Probably I wanted it in a year, but it happened in 2 years or 3 years, but it happened. And looking back, that's the thing. Like when you want something so bad that you're obsessed, obsessed in a good way, that I want to have that, I want that, and I'm going to do whatever necessary to get there. And to get there, the point goes to, again, point A to point B. It's not about I'm going to chase this, chase that. You become the version at point B. You yourself change, and then everything attracts, because this is a reality too. So you just have to become that version to have those things in your life. So it's an interesting concept. Look it up, from Bob Proctor. I don't know online if you can. Let me quickly see, because I have watched many of his videos over time. Recently I haven't. Also, he talked about, he died a few years ago. He talks about reading the Think and Grow Rich book for 60 years, and he learned things every time he read the book for that many years. And through his teaching is how I came to learn about this book, Think and Grow Rich, which is written by Napoleon Hill in 1937. So it's almost like 100 years ago. 88 to be specific, I guess. Yeah, 88 years. And it has 13 principles for success, and those principles are written by, he interviewed many successful people like Oprah Winfrey follows. I'll get to Oprah later. So he interviewed people at that time, Abraham Lincoln, Edison, Gandhi, and Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was his mentor. He interviewed many of those big people, 500 people, and he came down to these 13 principles, and one of those principles is having that intense desire, whatever that you are looking for, having that intense desire, and then getting to that step, how you can get to that step. You can also kind of correlate that with the blockbuster success of the movie The Secret, that came out in 2006 by Rhonda Byrne. It's all about law of attraction, manifestation. Actually, Bob Proctor is in that movie, and he talks about a lot of these things. He's one of the prominent person in that documentary like movie. So if you see that, I don't remember if he talks about the B sheet. So let me see if you type up Bob Proctor A sheet and B sheet. I don't really exactly see. Yeah, but I have watched so many of his videos and things like that over time, so I don't remember which video had that, but that was something that helped me a lot. So sharing in this channel, even if you write down simple things like what are your goal from the point of view of your relationship, your finances, and your deepest desires and dreams, and then your health, like 4 main section, to keep it very simple, right? So that way what happens is this 4 main section is in our life, right? So you cannot achieve a good career or finances with having a bad health. At the same time, you can have very good health, but if your finances are screwed up, you won't be feeling good emotionally. Same things, our deepest desires and dreams, or fun, whichever we want to call it, or hobby, that is the part a lot of people ignore. But what ends up happening is, as you're focusing on everything, your relationship with your family, friends, and co-workers, it's like a 4-quadrant thing I call it, like relationship. Maybe I'll write it down here. Let me use the yellow one, it's easier to see. I have some post-its here, so sometimes that helps to relationship, and just to keep it simple, also fun, and career, and health. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If you think of this as a 4 quadrant, okay, so 1 is relationship, starts from here. Relationship. Number 2 is fun, anything that you think is fun for you. Number 3 is career. Number 4 is your health. These 4 are like the basic, absolute basic thing that we need to focus on to live a healthy, happy, and healthy life. So keeping that focus on these are important. Let's say if you're just working hard and doing everything for a month or 2 months or 3 months, and you're not doing anything for fun, then the other areas of the life is going to suffer. So you have to make time to fill your happiness bucket, and that fun is that happiness bucket, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to do the things that fills you up to be better on the other areas, because this whole world, when you communicate with anybody via text, via email, or a social media comment, or talking to somebody in person, all as a communication through body. It's not about just the word, body languages and everything. So all that communication is better when our bucket is full. So I was talking about Oprah. So that book, Think and Grow Rich, is so good. It's followed by, if you look it up in Google or YouTube, you'll see big people like Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Steven Spielberg, and other big people have followed this book, and I think they still follow. They may not say it, but if you look it up, you'll see there are many videos where big people like that, they follow those principles. So those 13 principles, if you follow closely, no matter what you're trying to achieve in life, you're going to be able to achieve, because those are proven principles. And Napoleon Hill worked on this book for 25 years of research. 25 years of research, and he came up with that. Not only that, in that book he talks about, he had one of his son, I think he had 2 or 3 sons. He had one of his son who was born deaf, and how doctor said that he could never hear, from medical perspective, but he instilled those rules with himself and his son, and then eventually they were able to invent something, working with the company, where they came up with the machine which connected the bones. I think that and people before that, they didn't know how that bone can send the sound to the brain, and then his son was able to hear like a normal person. But that took years. However, it shows that when somebody is so their desire is that intense, universe will bend the rules. Bend meaning universe will move things around, do things in a way to give you that, because it's the trust, it's the faith that it is going to happen, that unwavering faith. Either if you believe God, universe, whatever you do, having that unwavering faith makes the world or the universe move things around for us to have that thing. So anyway, I share all of this because this is in this channel, the midlife crisis. If you are going through a difficult journey, and if you have stumbled upon this channel, I was in a very dark place, and I was able to navigate this journey, learn a lot of things, and those are the things I share. And I wanted to capture the reality of it. So even though I haven't started exactly when things were really terrible, I started about halfway, and then my video started in May 27th. You're gonna see, and especially in last summer, you'll see where I was versus now where I am. And I keep these videos real, like if you see, even the morning, especially the journaling videos, the morning video. It's cold in here, so I'm wearing the robe and stuff. So it's really real. Not only the emotions, everything is really real. I don't you know, try to be somebody else than me, because someday I also want to look back that how the personal growth happened over time, because by staying, like, you know, staying consistent and doing the things day after day after day, we form this new habit. And for me, this has helped me to stay positive and keep going. And that is something now I'm teaching people, and the happiness in their faces makes me happy. And it is an intangible gift that people can give you when they are happy, and you feel happy that you played a little part in their story, that that it can buy that intangible happiness, because that's just, you know, it's a feeling. So anyway, so with that, I'll go back to what I was saying. The moment, everything is moment to moment. Don't carry the emotion till the next day. You have the power to live every moment as it is. And the big thing comes from accepting the moment just the way it is. Like, for me, in this moment right now, what is this, 9:06 a.m., January 16, 2025, Thursday morning. Exactly whatever is happening, good, bad, everything, I accept. And everything has a purpose, because I believe in God. I believe that everything has a purpose the way things are happening right now. And God has a bigger plan for me than I have for myself. So whichever way it resonates with you, if you can align with that, your mind will get to a better place. Your mind will get to a high frequency. So no matter who does what, you will stay there. Now, there will be times that you'll fall down, people will pull you down, but you will know how to get there, you know. And you can have a mentor or a coach on this channel. You know, I'm trying to do this coaching and mentoring and all of that, but I always would say that you can be your best coach ever, because 24/7 you are the one who is with you all the time. You can be your best cheerleader, or you can be your worst critic. Choose the first one. Be your best cheerleader every time. Whatever happens, think of it this way, that if you are saying this to your best friend, how do you say it? Be your best friend. Because the world is not always kind. The world may look at it differently than the way you are looking at it, but you know your entire story from beginning till now, what all you had to go through to get to this stage of your life, what all difficulty you had to overcome. So have grace for yourself, and, you know, tell the right thing to encourage yourself to keep going, to feel better, whatever that is. Okay, so I don't know, I may make a short video later in the day. The 1-day challenges are helping people, I think. So I may try to make one. I'm not sure at this point, depending on how the day unfolds. But definitely I'll be back tomorrow morning, as usual, I always do. Take care, bye.